Namaste, guys, and welcome along. My name is John. This is going out to many of my students, and I guess there'll be people who just come across it. So thank you for watching. This is my first attempt at putting up a YouTube video, so I'm sure there is going to be lots of deficiencies in terms of audio and lighting and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, it is what it is, and I'm sure I'll improve. Okay, so cut me a bit of slack there, guys. So let's just start. Try and get into the mood. You're at home, so there may be some distractions, maybe flatmates, maybe children, spouses, etc. Just try and get into a nice space. Start to breathe. You'll find as you breathe slowly in and out through the nose, if you can, that your mind will start to, eventually it'll start to settle down. You'll become a little bit more introspective. The beautiful thing about doing yoga at home, apart from the fact that you can do it in your jammies, is there's no one around to judge you. Yeah? That's fantastic, because you go to a class. I mean, I've taught for a long time, and I pick up on the vibe. People are feeling, oh, I'm somewhat inadequate. I can't be super stretchy. I'm not beautiful. I'm not handsome, or whatever. You know what I mean? And they feel somewhat self-conscious, right? Of course, all the beautiful, handsome guys are feeling the same thing. So anyhow, let's start, guys. It'll be a short class. I'm not sure, maybe half an hour, something like that. So if you're sitting on your heels, sit on your heels. And if that's like, whoa, too hard, you just sit cross-legged and you just move through the neck and try and continue to breathe if you can while you're doing this, right? Nice and slow and deliberate. If you get out of breath, just slow everything down or just take a rest, because the breathing is super important. And you look over the left shoulder, and the left hand can grab the right foot, or maybe you can just take the floor, and you breathe in, you draw your belly in and up, and you just twist to the left. And you relax. And you come up onto your knees, and you lace your fingers together, and you tuck your toes, and you breathe in, and you draw your arms up, and you press your hips forward, and immediately what do you feel? You feel a little challenged in the lower back. A little challenged is good. Too heavy is not so good. Push out through the heels of the hands. Look back gently, stretch the front of the neck, and look at the back of the hands. Push out through the heels of the hands. And relax. And come down. And just bring your head, my nice shiny bald head, down to the floor. Take your fingers behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you straighten those arms. And you come up and you look to the left, and the right hand takes the floor or the left foot, and you just twist again. Breathing in and out. You come on to hands and knees. I'm sure some of the camera angles aren't going to be correct. You may not see everything, but you know, it doesn't matter. You can hear. You bend your arms, and you kind of stick your bum out, and you know, you squeeze your shoulder blades, and you feel that, and you think, oh, that feels nice. And then you tuck your chin under. You come onto your fists, and sort of tuck your tailbone and punch your shoulder blades to the ceiling. Press up into a downward dog, the first one of the class, and just roll from one heel to the other, just gently stretching those heels, those ankles, those calves. Just gently stretching. Keeping the left leg straight, simply lower the right knee and raise the left arm, wrap it around, pin the shoulder back, twist your neck, look over it, twist everything. Relax. You can push up one hand or you can push up two hands, whatever. Again, no one's there to sort of judge. That push-up thing is pretty hard for a lot of people. Don't worry about it. Just breathing in and out, keeping the right leg straight, you lower the left knee and you raise the right arm and you draw it right back over the center line. Twist your neck. You can wrap that arm, you can grab the opposing thigh and just twist it. And again, you press up one hand or two. And this time you start to push both heels towards the floor. You try and lengthen through the spine. You try and get your buttocks and hips up towards the ceiling. You spread your fingers and you stretch. And you relax. And you come down. You might feel a little flushed. I'm sure I look a little flushed after that. And you just breathe and you let everything just settle down. Yeah, just breathing. Because guess what? This is not the Olympics. We're not training to, achieve something amazingly physical. No, we're trying to achieve, well, at least I'm trying to share with you what I'm trying to achieve, and that is a sense of well-being, right? Your right arm reaches out, your left arm hooks above the elbow, and you draw it in, and as you do that, you look to the right. So you pull with the bent arm, you push against the bent with the straight. So this is all just, very simple joint activation. You relax, the right arm makes a right angle, the left arm can wrap around, and you just, maybe the hands, if you can see, they take the palm or the wrist or the thumb, or maybe they don't take anything. And you just raise, you're just feeling it here. And you release, you relax. You come up again onto your knees. This time you tuck your toes, you press your hips, you breathe in and raise the right arm and look down to the left foot and release the hand to the heel and draw the top arm back. You're trying to press the hips forward, maybe taking the hand back to the heels too much. Maybe you just leave it on the hip, or maybe you take it to the calf. Press those hips forward and relax. And I'll just show you on a different angle. You breathe in, you raise the left arm, right hand to the hip or back, so the buttocks don't retreat, yeah? And you're just stretching until it feels nice. You know when it feels nice, yeah? It's a little bit like eating. Oh, I'm full, that's enough. Good, same thing, same intelligence. You sit down, you breathe. You place the back of the right hand on the left buttock. You soften the shoulder completely, like it's just sort of falling away. You breathe in and lower the left ear. And so you're stretching this area out here between the ear and the shoulder. And you're feeling it. And you breathe in and then you twist and turn and look over the left shoulder. You release, you relax. You take your hands behind you, you roll your head through 180 degrees, in other words, from side to side. You're breathing, you're feeling. All right? Don't forget to breathe, guys. Don't forget to breathe. You come up, left arm reaches out, right hooks that in. Right? You look right over that shoulder. You pull with the bent, and you push against the bent with the straight. And you're just feeling the rotator cuff muscles in that left shoulder working. And you relax. Left arm makes a right angle. Right arm wraps. Hands take the palm or the thumb or whatever. And for some of the guys, a bit big in the shoulders, whatever, a bit injured maybe, can't do it. You're like this. It's all cool. And you raise those elbows and you just feel it. And you relax. You come down onto your buttocks. You take your right leg out to the side. The left heel is tucked in comfortably, right? And you simply reach down and find a spot where you can reach down to. You may only be able to get the back of the hand to the knee. It's all good. You just come down, you're just stretching. You start to draw the toes back on this foot because that'll turn the hamstrings on. That sort of preps them, yeah? Maybe, you grab the back of the knee or the ankle or the toe and you're just stretching into it. And you're breathing in, and as you breathe out, you might want to explore the stretch, yeah? You can raise the left arm, right? And draw this shoulder, right, back to the wall that your buttocks are against. And you just feel the stretch. You just feel it. Then you relax. You take the top arm, the left arm, to the outside of the right knee. You lift your torso, you twist to the right, and you start to feel the release through the shoulder blades, right? You try and keep the torsion in your spine. You simply turn your head and neck. You lift your head. You keep the head elevated. The other hand comes on the inside, and you just draw the chest down, keeping the toes drawn back, pressing the heel and the back of the knee towards the floor, activating those hamstrings, working the lower back. A bunch of stuff, yeah? And you relax. You cross that shin in front of the right shin, in front of the left shin. And if you notice, my shins aren't crossed sort of down at the ankles. They're crossed sort of mid-shinish, yeah? The soles of the feet are kind of parallel to the ends of the mat. You position your buttocks. You take your hands behind. You separate the cheeks of the buttocks from the sitting bones. You lace your fingers, you lift your head, you squeeze your shoulder blades, pull your toes back, and take a nice breath and come down. And as you press into the outside edge of the feet, you feel the knees, you feel the hips, you feel the lower back, you feel those shoulder blades, and you just releasing tension as you come down. And then you relax, and you just take your head down, maybe your hands out. And you come up. You bring the soles of the feet together. You wrap your hands around the insteps as I have, right? And you have maybe your buttocks about, 30 centimeters from your heels. You lift your chest. You start to come forward. You start to press the heels together. You feel a similar stretch, yeah? But now you've got more of the hips involved. Then you soften the whole thing, and the elbows come on the outside of the shins, and the head comes down to the feet, or something like that. It doesn't have to come all the way. You just get down there. You feel a stretch through the upper back, in other words. And you relax. You just simply relax. You take your left leg out. Your right comes in. I'm shooting this in one of my son's bedrooms. The other side of the studio is a complete mess. Left hand comes down, grabs the knee or the ankle or something, whatever, right? Don't get too hung up on the aesthetics of the whole thing. It's got to be safe, right? But the most important feature the most important element of the safety consideration is, it feels okay. I don't feel like I'm straining too much. Nothing in yoga, regardless of whether it's asana, yoga poses, or yoga breathing, or meditation, or, karma yoga, service to other people, etc. Nothing is ever forced. You look over the right shoulder. That arm comes up. The toes are drawn back. You're feeling the hamstrings. You're stretching. You can take this arm, you can wrap it around, you can grab the thigh, you can pin it back. How strong do you want it? Where does it feel good? And you relax. The right hand takes the left thigh, knee, right? You get comfortable with your legs. You breathe in, you twist to the left. What you're trying to do essentially with the twist is, yes, release tension through the shoulder blades and try and line up the center line, the sternum, with that leg, right? Then when you come down, it's all nice and aligned and safe. The left hand comes on the inside somewhere, maybe at the knees, the ankle, the foot, right? And you're just stretching, you're feeling your hips, you're feeling your hamstrings, right? I'm a bit tight on this side, so I don't go down very far. You're not rounding. You keep your head lifted. You try and keep the spine sort of long, right? Because you don't want your spine bent like that for too long, especially if it's under tension, because the vertebra in between, the discs in between the vertebra, they can have a tendency to pop. And you relax. And you think, oh, good. It's starting to feel good. But don't forget the breathing, guys. Then you cross your left shin in front of your right. Right? And again, you try and get them, if these are my shins, trying to get them kind of high. Line the soles of the feet up, right? Center your buttocks. Get set. Pull those buttocks back. This time, just on your fingertips. Draw the shoulders back. Lift your head. Nice big breath in, and on the outward breath, you come down. And you're just feeling it, you're just breathing, and you relax. You take your hands behind you, you get your bum up there. Excuse me, it's a bit of a weird look. You look right over the right shoulder, you pin your shoulders back, you breathe in, and you lower your right knee towards the left foot. Draw the shoulder back. Really enjoy this one, guys. Relax. Breathe in, look over the left shoulder, lower the left knee. Relax. And climb up into a full squat position and simply place your hands on the floor. Bring your chin down and just sort of rock backwards and forwards, yeah? Pretty simple. Just rock backwards and forwards. All right. Okay, as you come forward now, you start to use the leverage of your arms to open up the hips, yeah? And then you bring your hands to prayer, and you may not be on the flat, so you're up on the balls of the feet. It's a little harder, right? And you breathe in and you press the knees apart, you lift your chest, you're tucking your tailbone through, and you're flexing your back muscles, so you feel that swelling under the armpits. Flexing, lifting, tucking, and relaxing. And then simply coming down into a downward dog. You come forward, I'll be on the side just so I can give you a little bit of demonstration, right? And again, you're just rolling, breathing, feeling. You lower your right knee and you step your left foot up. And you take your hands and you just start to lunge, right? You just start to lunge. You try and keep the knee tracking towards the little toe. You have your hands, your feet, I should say, either side of the mat. You have your tailbone tucking through. You're trying to sort of remove that natural arch in your lower back, yeah? Left arm comes up. Right hand comes to the back of the knee. And you're just working stuff. And you relax. Your right hand comes down. Your left arm comes up. And you straighten the back leg. You come down. You step back. Downward dog. I hope I'm not moving out of the frame too much, guys. And you press those heels down. And you come down. You come down. You take a breath. Nice, long, deep, conscientious breath. What does that mean? Conscientious breath. It means you place your consciousness, your mind, your thoughts on your breathing, right? There's nobody else in the class unless you got your dog or your kids or your spouse, right? All right, to distract you, right? So, if you're doing this in a very introspective way, right? If you can, that's the best. But of course, the world is a very distracting place, right? That is the best. And you'll find that your yoga practice, even the asana practice and the pranayama, is a real sort of haven, somewhere to retreat to, just breathing in and out. And then we come down into a downward dog. And this time you lower the left knee and step the right foot up. And again, you lunge. You should be turned forward, but I'm turning just to sort of keep some, relationship going on with you guys and the camera, right? And again, you're on the back knee and the foot and the knee are towards the side. The tailbone is tucking through. You're pressing into the instep and the length of the shin, right? This time, lace your fingers. Breathe in. Just press, kind of shove that tailbone through and lean back and expose the sternum and just feel it. Right arm reaches up. Left hand comes back. Maybe here, wherever. And release, relax, come down, straighten the back leg. Raise the right arm, draw it back. Come down, step back, down dog. Press those heels away, guys. Work the chest down towards the thighs. And breathe. Spread the fingers and, try not to take all the weight on the heels of the hands. So press the base of the fingers into the mat. And you come down and you sit again. And you breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, feeling a sense of relaxation, particularly as you breathe out. As you breathe in, you're bringing in fresh air, fresh prana. It's not just oxygen in that air. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Revitalizes the body. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. So coming up, this time we'll take our legs a little wider, yeah? And you just press into the outside edge of the feet, yeah? Maybe your knees are a bit bent to start with, but you eventually straighten them out. You center the palm of the left hand, you raise your right arm, you draw it back. You can wrap it around and make it a little bit more intense. Twist the neck, why not? Try and turn these asanas into a compound exercise. In other words, you're trying to put a bunch of stuff together at the same time, yeah? Maybe you don't have a lot of time, all right? You're a bit time poor. You're a mom or something, or you got a full-on job or whatever. Wrap, twist, relax. Take the back of the right hand to the left knee. Come up. Lean forward. Relax. Left hand up. Right hand. Left hand to the back of the knee. Right hand up. Come back. Down. Rest. Draw your heels in. Cup your hands. Breathe in. And breathe out. Sink into those hips and knees. Breathing in and out. Armies were built on squats, push-ups, and sit-ups. And the yogis have been building strong, healthy, vital bodies with the same exercises. Breathing in and out. And the hands come to the hips. We turn to the left. Right? We lace our fingers. We draw our shoulders back. We lift our head and we come forward. This front leg is locked out. The spine is long. The head is elevated. You come down. From here, if you like, you can raise the arms. You can draw the chest down. Some people, they like to take the back of the leg and come down. You come up. You come back. You straighten your feet up and you just breathe. As you breathe in, you've got to feel the belly distend, fatten, yeah? We turn to the other side. Again, this front leg is locked out. You move your hips around so that the center line of the body kind of comes over the front leg or between the back and the front. You should have them a little bit wider so you've got some balance, right? Lace the fingers, lift the head, breathe in, push into the sole of that front foot. Come forward. Stretching, maybe raising the arms, keeping that spine as long as you can. So you don't want to be rounded, right? You can, again, latch the hands behind the leg and stretch it out. But don't overstretch. And come down and relax. Just breathe. All right? Just breathe. What are we doing this for? Some people have kind of more superficial things, like I want to lose weight, I want to do this. But really when it all boils down to it, we want to feel good, yeah? If you take it easy, you get the right intensity, you breathe nicely, you'll feel good. You'll feel like you've just had, a professional massage. As you take now your right elbow up, and you grab it, and you draw it across, and you just feel the shoulder joint stretching and the tricep muscle, this muscle here, stretching. And you relax and you do the same on the other side. And come back. Again, you just roll your head. Okay. So, now, I know this might be a bit awkward, but no one's looking. You step your feet through, all right? You try and get your feet either side of the mat, and your hands either side of the mat, right? Bit saggy here in the hips to start off with, and you breathe in, you lift up, you come down, back to the saggy thing, yeah? I mean, you can even put your bum on the floor if you're feeling tired. Breathe in, lift, take your head back, roll your head. Walk your hands up a little bit, place your buttocks between the feet as we did earlier. Look over the right shoulder, breathe in, lower the right knee. If this time, if you like, you can take this left foot, place it up there and just test things out. Best thing to draw the toes back. Just sort of keeps the knee joint just a little safer. Some of you guys can take that right up. I've got an instrument for the audio in this pocket, so I can't do that. All right. But, like this. And then we'll do it on the other side. And the right foot comes up. The knee comes down. Good. We relax. We come onto our back, yeah? Knees bent. Feet either side of the mat. You breathe in. You lift your buttocks. And you start to feel it down here in the lower back, yeah? You just feel it. Maybe you just sort of swivel it a little bit, just check it out. Maybe you walk your shoulders up a bit, and lace the fingers and press the heels of the hands together and just lift. And relax. And come down. And latch your hands around the right knee, yeah? The shin. And pull. Pull it up. Pull it up to the shoulder. All right. Straighten out the left leg and now rotate that ankle. Slow and deliberate. Try and get into all the little nooks and crannies and the other way. Then take the sole of that right foot, place it on the left knee. Roll over, take the right arm up. Breathe in, reach out through that top hand as you look up there and gently draw the bent knee across until you feel a glorious stretch and twist. You relax, yeah? Simple. You come back to neutral. You're just relaxing. You think, oh, it feels good. That feels nice. Yeah, it's a nice thing to do in the morning, right? Not too long after you've woken up. It's a good thing to do at the end of the day. Left knee comes up, all right? Right leg stretches out. Rotate. And the other way. Good. Then take the sole of that foot onto the right knee thigh. Roll over. Left arm up. Breathe in. Twist, stretch, and enjoy. And relax. Bring your knees to your chest. Rock up to a seated position. And just come back to this Baddha. You can walk your buttocks up towards your heels, right? Lift your chest, look right over the right shoulder. It's got to be pretty firm, yeah? Pretty firm. You got to get a good stretch there. You breathe in, you lower your chin, you come across. You stretch it again, twist it again. You're coming back, maybe walk your buttocks up a little further. The knees are pressing away, but like if your knees are really, high, and you're a bit tight in the hips, so what? Okay, they're just going to get worse, so it's probably a good idea to do something with those hips. Hips are important, yeah. I mean, they're sort of like, they transfer the energy from, the lower body to the upper body and vice versa. You don't want them all tight, right? Just waste a lot of energy just walking. It's kind of like trying to run a motor that's not lubricated nicely, yeah? It eventually slows down. Lift your head. Lengthen your spine and relax once more. Just relax. Take the right leg out in front. I'll do it this way. The left hand, right, comes on the inside, on the outside, the right hand on the inside, and we simply come down, just stretching. Stretching. You can come down, but you don't want to round. Yeah? So it's very similar to what we were doing before, except it's straight on, right? Some of you guys can do all sorts of things. Some of you are pretty flexible. Some of us are, we'll be knee guys for the rest of our lives. It's all tight, right? And that's okay. Just stretch it out. And the left hand comes back. The right hand, you just come up and you open up. You come down. We do it on the other side. So the left leg comes out, the right comes in, yeah. Especially you sit a lot, right? The hamstrings, they shorten tremendously, guys. I teach a lot of people who, work in offices and they're sitting 6-7 hours a day and they tell me these things, right? So the right hand comes on the outside of the knee, the shin, the ankle, the foot. The spine is lengthened, the head is elevated. The left hand comes somewhere, right? And you're pressing your chest down, lifting your head, challenging the lower back. Of course, the hamstrings are being worked out. Just stretching, you release. The right hand comes back, breathe in, and up you come again. I mean, you can from here, if you want to, just slide into side plank. Take the top arm over. We didn't do this on the other side, but you can. You just draw the belly in, push the hips up, and come down. Sit. Start to breathe. Slow, deliberate, and rhythmically. You take the back of the left hand onto your spine. Just breathe. When you're comfortable, you start to slide the hand up the spinal column. You reach the other arm up. You bend. If the fingers are there and they're easy to grab onto, grab on, right? And again, you're trying to, you're trying to feel good, right? But if you're into this stuff, right, this tricep muscle, this muscle is kind of getting as vertical as you can. So it gets as much stretch as you can handle, right? Maybe you even rotate it in a figure 8 or a circular motion, whatever. You just suss it out. Anatomy books would have it that we're all built exactly the same, and we sort of are, but we sort of aren't. Yeah, so you gotta play with it. Now the back of the right hand comes, and we just start to edge it up there. Plus, we've all had different life experiences, different injuries, etc., right? Left arm comes up, bend, grab, rotate. Yeah. Good. Relax. Hands behind. Roll your head. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Good. Coming up to a standing position. I hope hopefully you can see me in the full frame here, right? Take the left foot to the top edge of the mat and the right foot to the right edge of the mat, right? Just turn. Now lunge. Again, try and tuck your tailbone through when you get into a comfortable position. You want to stretch it out? Cool, stretch it out. You want to be a bit more guarded, then you're a little bit like this. That's okay. You just find your distance and you lift the spine. Tuck the tailbone through, yeah. You then swivel onto the ball of the back foot and you raise your arms. The hands come down, the right hand comes down, the left arm comes up. It wraps, you pull the shoulder back. You lower the back knee. Now, you take this foot, you turn it out about 90 degrees. You come down. I got the wrong camera angle here. Maybe I'll do it this way. All right? And you just roll from your palms to the sole of the foot. You're just stretching, feeling. If you want to, the back knee can slide back and you can make it a little bit more intense, and you can come down onto your forearms and you're just feeling stuff, you're just breathing. All right, then you step back, low plank. Now if you're up like that, all right, that's cool, but you want to try and get down a bit flatter, all right? It's like called plank because it's like a plank of timber, right? And you tuck that tailbone and you squeeze the glutes and you suck your belly to the spine. And you're breathing. The kneecaps are pulled up, quadriceps fully engaged. And you rest. And you come out. And again, you're breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. Hopefully you've got lots of nice fresh air in your room. Just breathing. Then we come around for another downward dog. This time the right foot steps up. You come up again, right? The sole of the back foot is on the other side of the mat. You can bring your hands to your thighs. You can start to ease into it. You can start to lunge into it. You can swivel onto the ball of the back foot. There's a bit of balance involved there. You can raise your arms like so, or you can join the hands in this sort of yoni mudra, the 007 look, all right? You can reach out through the tips of the index fingers. You can look up there. You can draw the arms back towards the ears. You rest. Left arm comes down, hand comes down, right arm comes up. You come down, you lower the back knee. Again, you get this foot out to the side. You might have to shuffle around with that to achieve it. But of course, no one's there, looking. No one's got the protractor out, right? You better tighten the hips. Admit it. I'm tight in the hips, man. I should be looser than that. That guy in the video, he's an old dude, man. He's got better hips than me, and I'm 25. You want to keep your mobility, yeah? So, you see guys quite a bit older than me. They shuffle around the supermarkets, yeah? They lost their mobility. It's not good, right? It really detracts from your lifestyle, to say the least. You come down, you're feeling it. Step back, low plank. Planking is an excellent exercise, guys, and I'm not really holding it here, but you want to suck the belly in and draw the belly up towards the spine. You want to practice it a bit. It's a good, no impact sort of exercise. You rest your hips, you rest your forearms, you get your breath. I'm a little bit out of breath from doing that. You lift your chest, you just start to challenge the lower back a bit. Maybe you come up, you're just feeling that lower back. You look over the right shoulder. You come back, you adjust the intensity of the back bend either by coming down, bending your arms, or coming up a little bit, sliding the fingertips back. Just not too strong, not too weak, right? You look to the left shoulder. You come back. You come down. You roll over, and we're done. Yeah? You roll over. We're done. And that was a short class. How long was that? 40 minutes? Something like that. I don't know. But anyhow, just lying down. This is kind of like a yoga form of recovery, right? It's not only about resting the body after, some light exercise, but more especially, it is about bringing a state of restfulness to the mind, which is, a very active instrument. So active in fact that, it can disturb our sleep. It can disturb our life. Many people get into yoga because their minds cause them a lot of anxiety. So for the next 5 minutes or so, you just rest there. Your legs are separated. Your arms are away from your torso. Biceps, palms facing the ceiling. You tuck your chin in a little bit. You lengthen through the neck. Your breath is just returning to normal, so to speak. Yeah. And you just feel all the muscles softening as you begin to relax. You begin to kind of melt into the underlay beneath the carpet or the grass or wherever you're doing this. Everything just softens as you sort of become one with the yoga mat, so to speak. Yeah, you start to merge into it. You know how something melts, like you've got a scoop of ice cream. It has some form, and then it just starts to spread and melt and seep into the bottom of the container. Yeah, the bowl. That's how you want to feel your body just sort of melting into the mat, the outside edge of the heels sinking, the soles of the feet softening, gently wrinkling as the toes let go from the base of the big toe to the base of the little toe. I have some gentle sort of relaxing music playing in the background, embedded within it. If you can hear it, I'm not playing it very loudly. It's some mantra. You can rest your mind on the mantra, just as you rest your body on the floor. If you're feeling a little bit tight in the lower back, you can also, have a kind of like a sausage-shaped, cushion, bolster under your knees, or just cushions under, each calf. The calves and the buttocks, fat and soft. You feel the back of the thighs resting heavily on the floor. Your lower back softening, your hips releasing. Both legs getting heavier and heavier as you relax. You soften the middle back and the intermediate back. You relax your neck. You relax your shoulders. This practice, for those who are unaware of it, is called Yoga Nidra, a progressive relaxation of the body and a stilling of the mind. As all the muscles in the back soften, your shoulders drape towards and into the yoga mat. And you feel a loosening, a slackening at the shoulder joints as your arms become heavy and limp and lifeless, just like your legs. Slackened at the shoulder joint, the biceps, the triceps, soft and warm. And those knotty, tough muscles that run up and down the side of the spinal column, the paravertebral muscles, right? They relax. And as they relax, the spinal column in total, it just starts to release and sink one vertebra at a time, from the neck down towards and into the yoga mat and perhaps beyond. Your shoulders let go. Your chest gently caves in as you just start to surrender to this relaxation. The back of the hands, the wrists, just helplessly sinking into the floor as you observe the natural warmth, energy in your palms and your wrists, and the natural curl in your hands and your fingers as you continue to just relax and let go. And you might feel tingling, all sorts of sensations. It's nice. And it is something that you should learn, because as we know, we frequently run into roadblocks in our life. And we need some tools to be able to deal with it. Endless time on screens, talking to people on phones, staying too busy at work, etc., etc. They're somewhat of a distraction for a time being, but it doesn't get rid of it. It doesn't get rid of it. It doesn't get to the root cause of the tension in your body and the anxiety in your mind. You soften the back of the neck and the throat, and you feel the full weight of your head just sinking and melting into the floor as your entire body now surrenders to Mother Earth, gravity, And that melting process is, you're really starting to feel it now, melting and spreading. As you now draw your attention down to your toes, you relax the tops of the toes and the insteps and the ankles. And the lower legs become heavy and very limp. The shin muscles seemingly slide from the shin bones, disappear into the floor. And the shin bones themselves, they start to press the calves very gently into the floor, like a couple of small balloons. The knee joints begin to grow weak, and the quadriceps, they soften. And as they soften, the hips gently part, the pelvis relaxes, and you feel the belly just rise and fall with your breath. And as the belly falls, the organs of the abdomen sink and drift towards the back of the body. The lower part of your body, from your hips to your heels, from your belly button down to the perineum, all soft and fully relaxed. You bring your focus to your chest. As you breathe in, you feel the chest cavity just very gently expand. As you breathe out, your chest, your heart, your lungs, your sternum, all just sink. Sink towards the spine. As all the tension in your body just drains away. You soften the front of the neck and the throat. You allow the jaw to release and the chin to relax. Your eyes very peacefully closed. The forehead, the temples, the scalp, smooth and tension-free. Namaste, everybody. Thank you very much. And if you know anybody who might benefit from this practice, please turn them on to it. Okay? Thank you. Haribol.